way. There. And you may have to stand in front of something.
And if you do it like one motion,
You're going to have to stand in front of something. Probably about 5 lines. So. And the rest of you filling behind people. We're starting off today with shoulder rolls. Shoulder rolls are basically the same as when you're doing weight rolls, except you want to keep going. We're going to start this from the very kind of ground up, very initial. So, down to knees. Awesome. The way we're going to work this is I want you to get your shoulder and your head as close to the ground as possible. If you've seen this before, you can take it a bit higher as we're doing it. So, I'm up on my knees. I want the back of my hand on the ground and on my shoulder apart. So I'm going to be down about here. I want to stare at the ceiling so I can point. As we get here, I'm going to get up on the balls of my toes, up, and roll. That is it. That is the shoulder roll. That's what we're going to start off. So, again, from our knees, and you can follow me this time. Back of hand, move between your legs. Shoulder to ground, and you're going to stay up on the side. Back of your head on the ground, and you're just going to let your body flop over. So, up on your toes, and roll. Sorry. You do it faster? In a second. I want to get this working first. So, this is why we have lines. Front row goes, and again, roll behind, then follows after when you have space to do this. Do not hit people if you can avoid it. We start off here. Plant our hand, plant our shoulder, plant this, and we roll over. Awesome. From there, you take it higher. So, you take a lunge. Turn, you get as deep as you can. The closer to the ground you are, the better you are. Because, well, the closer to the ground you are, the same as it was before. You come here, whoa. So you take up higher again, you step, you turn, you roll. And then eventually you get into the harmony shape, which is kind of cool. So, we have 2 minutes.
You got longer.
For this bit, I'm going to say another 2 minutes. If you want to go higher, you want to try that, do. Keep the lines going, keep moving. The more you do this, the more comfortable you are, the better. This will become useful later on, trust me. So, another 2 minutes, let's go. That is a shoulder roll. As you can see, people rolling around, it gets quite high and you give one dive into it. It's fun, it really is. It will get kind of difficult and you will have moments where you just can't get it. And you will keep doing that. Eventually, you just have to repeat this over and over and it'll get better and better. So, we form lines again, because this is getting a little weird. So next roll, we have 10 minutes. We're going to do a backwards roll. Backwards roll is pretty much the same thing, but
backwards.
Easiest way starts off again on ground. On your ball. Legs out. First thing you do, and we've done this many times, is just roll. Back and forth. So find some space, any amount of space, and roll. You want your chin in. This is the exact same as doing our back break balls. Now, once this gets smooth, we're going to start actually doing some rolling. So, as I come over, and you will need tempo, my left heel is going to my left shoulder. This will open up all this space here, which is going to be filled by my giant legs. So, okay, be nice. We roll. You build momentum. Now all we're going to sit right hand this here, shoot these over, and roll. And that's it. As you're going over, this arm is going to twist. That's just so it doesn't get in your way. If you have any size shoulders, this will be a roll. It will hurt. So, roll, tuck this in, and turn this arm. As we go over, look, and you get set. So, everyone face that way, stay where you are. Start rolling, front line. I want you to give this a go. we will go out and help.
Previous weeks we've done quite a few things. I think it's probably fair to say there are people here who haven't been here, but we will cover things and kind of show you different things. So, the main thing about it is, why do I not punch close-handed to the face, to the head, to certain parts of the body? Because there are a lot of small bones here, and there are very big bones, hard bones right here, okay, designed to hold what's in here, alright, and protect what's in here to a limited amount. So we try where possible. It is possible to punch, it is possible to learn how to punch, but the problem with learning how to punch is it takes time. So when you leave here at the end of the night, if you haven't got a good punch on you, you're probably going to smash your hand. Or not throw a punch because you're just not used to it, alright? So what we're talking about is very basic primal instinct, which is push, and we turn it into a strike. Slap, and it's already a strike. You know, this type of thing. Elbows do happen. You know, we can do those quite easily. It's just kind of letting your shoulder fall forward. So we're going to play with this first, very quick, really quick rounds. Push these out. Main trick to this is fingers back, heel of the palm protrudes, smack it, smack it, smack it. From here, change to the other side, bump up, bump up, bump up. From there. The main thing you'll notice is I'm not static, I'm moving forward, okay? I'm doing this with intent. For the slap, same thing. He's going to hold out here like this. Heel of the palm is going to hit, then the fingers. Okay? We demonstrate it this way just to give you the idea of how your hand should impact. Like so. Then we change it to head height, rib height, whatever it may be. Okay? From here, as you hit, you're looking to get your body behind it and hit. Hit. Let these out here. Okay? As I hit, aim to slap yourself on the other shoulder if you want. It's a good kind of tool to give you an instinct. Alright? Very quickly, let's try those three. So, very quick. 1, 2. Same thing, one off the front, one off the back. You decide which is the front and the back. And the same with this. Off the back, off the front, and you can swing both sides. Hit on the other side as well. Okay? Targets change, the strikes don't really. Alright? Not to hits, not to things like that. Okay, we good with this? Alright, now step between two and go. This idea of slap, or push, or pam, slap, whatever. The main thing is, these are never going to be fired, ideally speaking, so you're never going to have this lovely, perfect situation where he's giving you back exactly what you're feeding, and it all just looks really sexy, cool, and everything sounds deadly, and I finish up and I've got that nice kind of look off. No, probably not going to happen. Chances are, if anything, it's me going and getting away. Yes? Because real fights don't look as awesome as they do on TV, unfortunately. Alright? Relation. Huh? Rocky V was a street fight, man. Rocky V was a good street fight. Alright, so we have a variety of weapons that we use. We're obviously looking at hands and things. We covered knees last night, we covered some kicks last week on Wednesday, and they're all on video, so you don't need them. Alright, I'll put them up there and you can see what's there. What we're going to cover here is something a little different. So there are times where hitting the head with a closed fist works. When you're hitting the head with a closed fist, it's usually what we call a hammer fist. So you might need to, you know, tame him a little. Alright? So if you find yourself in a position where you're kind of here and there's a hand here, you might not get that push. It may not have the same effect because it's a little higher, it's a little dodgy, it's a little weird. You may not get that. It might work if you're pushing forward and you do other things, then you're into kind of grapple range and everything else, but sometimes when you just want to let them go, that's kind of what you're looking at. So you're talking like proper caveman hammer fist here, yeah? So when you're in here, obviously this is where we are. If we're kind of playing this game and I need to fire something very quickly across the jaw, we're looking to cause vibrations that will hopefully do some damage, knock him out or stun him a little bit and then get us to leave. Not always the case, but at least you're doing something, alright? So, how we're going to train that? Yeah, so just drop that. So when we hit, you can start your hand up here. You can also do this from where your slap happens as well. It doesn't necessarily have to happen here, it can happen here. My hands will be in the same place from hit. All you're going to do is literally kind of, you know the Bruce Lee clinch? That idea? Not completely untrue, just not used in the same way maybe, alright? So when you let it go, close your hand really tight as you can. You're only going to do that at impact because the tighter my hand is here, the more wasted energy is here, okay? So you're going to try and stay as relaxed as possible, alright? When you hit this coming through, you'll see my hand open, but that's just me being me, just trying to show you guys what's happening. As we hit through, you're going to close your hand at the last point. Where you're actually impacting is not on the surface of the pad, it is about here on the pad. So if I impact on the surface of the pad, that's what happens. If I impact past the pad and inside it, you get that nice kind of dull thud. So likewise, if I aim to just touch him on the cheek, he might be a little pissed off, but he's not going to be very diminished. So I aim to touch him on the other cheek, and that helps, okay? Because, you know, symmetry. All right, so when we hit, we're going to close our hand, hammer through, and let it go. Hammer. Every time, okay? You're just going to let this go, but what I want you to start thinking is, what would my other hand do? So I don't want you going, okay? Because that. So when you fire, start thinking, what will I do next? Am I going to move? Yeah? That's also valid. We want to get away sometimes. Most times. All the time. Okay? So when we hit, it could be that I'm going out this way. Maybe that's where the exit is. I know there's something here, so I want to at least either catch or at least want to stall. Hit something here, take something away from that, and leave. Now obviously, pick your targets or whatever else if we're talking violent encounter, but the idea is that when I hit, I need to stop something happening here. Could be just bump in the shoulder and leave too. So I always want you thinking, where's my other hand, what's it doing? This could also work second side around. This is all lovely and picture perfect. This is actually probably going to happen here, and then we're into this thing here. Okay? Exploding and trying to get away. So, try the hammer fist, but also then keep in mind what's my other hand doing and what is my option for escape. We good with this? Yep. Okay, go. We're pushing, he's pushing back, and he's trying to get me out of the ring here. Okay? So there are clever tactics already happening here, which is this step together stuff, but then he changes the game. Got it? So, out of the ring, win. Okay? Let's say the white ring. There is going to be a bit of cramp for space, so let's say the white ring at the end of slightly towards each, alright? The other part is, when we're moving, he could actually just get me to take a knee. So if I'm moving forward, that counts as a lose. For obvious reasons, giving up ground counts as a lose. Losing height counts as a lose, alright? Because, well, if I lose height, there are many other things eventually when we change the game that are going to come into play. For now, we're not doing those. Explicitly not doing those, okay? So the game here is, when we're pushing, we're playing, and one of us is trying to win at all points. And we're looking for, again, that thing we talked about last night, the emptiness. So he's pushing, well maybe I change direction. And then I play this way. So I start pulling, and I turn, then I push. And we're playing this, okay? The idea is, it doesn't have to become overly competitive, but the idea that we're looking for is not. One of us is looking for a win in the easiest fashion possible. I don't doubt for a second it's going to turn into what we just demonstrated. Alright? But hey, that's the fun of the game. If that happens, notice that and reset. Okay? Go back. We good with this? Sweet. Okay? Good? Good? Okay, where else? And you're really going to hate this. Alright? But I'm going to take the hits, so you're okay. I'll switch. So everyone's going to grab whatever they're wearing. If they want to grab a jacket from the locker, they can do that and hold on to the lapels. The important thing is you cross your wrists across your chest. I'll leave you to figure it out why in a second, okay? You are not going to strike back at all, as much as you want to. You are not going to strike fast, but you are going to strike with intent for now, okay? So if Tommy is aiming for my head and we're saying punch here, what we're going to do here is move. If he fires something else, we're going to move, okay? When I say punch, we instantly all go to this idea, okay? I'll expand. When I say punch, everything's on the table here. Open hand, chops, hammers, slaps, punches if you feel the need, okay? The main thing is that this is coming at a speed that's recognizable to me. And my game here is to avoid here. Eventually it'll get very tight, okay? And then I gotta move. Things will happen, and that's acceptable. Your shoulders, hips, and elbows to a point can be used to nudge people off. But the main thing I'm learning here is, as Tommy is aiming for me, is move where possible. You got it? So what we're learning to do is infight, as it's known. Because eventually, this is what we call, hey, fight your bus, right? This is in here where nothing is really seen, but things are flying. And we're getting into this. You can't rely on hand speed at that range. It helps, but you can't rely on it. To get his hands to his head, well, this is all coming in at this range of firing. eventually something's going to slip. However, he's got a lot more happening, such as natural defenses, okay? So when we're moving, if he's moving and he's crossed or whatever he's doing, it doesn't really matter. When we're moving, he's learning here, do stuff that's basically going to give him actions to move. So we're moving in, we're constantly moving, keep moving. You got it? The game is move, don't stay still. So if we're playing nice and slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, that works. Drop, pump, move, up, move. Got it? Everyone see what's happening? I'm not necessarily striking, but I'm not playing defensive here either. I am playing an offensive game as much as anything else. Move, find a better position, pump. Okay? But the idea is you're learning to slip, move, get your head out of the way, roll with your shoulders, all of the above. Shrugging. It's a good thing. Okay? All of that helps. And then you take all of the other stuff. And eventually you'll find an opportunity to hit something and you'll do it. Okay? Everyone go with this? You're not committing your hands to things they shouldn't be committed to. You're committing them to things that they will definitely help you out with. We go with that? Yep. All right. Notice the speed we're playing at. Eventually we ramp up, but that's because eventually we get comfortable. However, there is a fallacy there. When I get comfortable, I'm at this range anyway, so it's not really going to matter. You got it? So I need to realize that when I'm playing this game, eventually Tommy is just kind of padding at me, and I'm going this way. So if we want to fix that, I suggest you play it here. See? And that's the range you're playing at. Then you can move around. So if you find that happening, take a walk. Go!